Hello, my name is Drew Brown, and I'm with Godshall Professional Recruiting out of Greenville, South Carolina. And today we're going to begin a multi-step series on how to get that next new job. Okay? So we're going to take you from creating a resume to prepping yourself for the interview, what to say, what to wear, what to think about. Also, during that interview, we're going to talk about what you can expect as far as questions, and maybe go through the negotiation, and then closing the deal of the interview, getting that job. And then finally, we're going to talk about soft skills. And this is what you would need for the first 3 to 4 months on the job, just to put your best foot forward. Okay? So who should look at this video? Who should go through this series? I think this is great for a high school student or a college student. Or maybe if you're a teacher, you want to show this and discuss this in a business class, that would be great. Or also maybe if you've been on a job for 3 or 4 years and you're looking to maybe get that next new job and you want to freshen up on your skills, this would be a great video for you. So today we're going to start with the writing the resume, and today I have Catherine Color with me.
Hey Drew, how are you?
How are you?
Good.
Catherine is a professional recruiter here at Godshall. And Catherine, how many people would you say you interview on a weekly basis?
I would say, Drew, on a weekly basis, I probably interview between 20 and 25.
Okay, and then during that week, how many resumes would you go through during a week?
In a week, probably hundreds of resumes.
So it's safe to say you're a professional in the professional recruiting market.
I would like to think that.
Okay, so let's begin, and let's start talking about creating a really good resume. And what's your thoughts in the general sense of what you look for?
Sure. Well, you can imagine a lot of hiring managers are going through sometimes hundreds of resumes trying to find right candidates for select fits. So I think the first most important point that I need to make is that the resume needs to stand out, and it needs to be very succinct and easy to read. Personally, I like resumes that are bullet pointed because it's very easy for me to extract out the pertinent skill sets in the resume. I also like to see resumes that are in chronological order, where the most recent experience is at the top of the resume. That'll give me a good understanding of when a candidate has actually performed a specific job function and for how long a candidate has performed a specific job function. Keep in mind that hiring managers want to find candidates that are going to build a company up. So any kind of accomplishments that would promote growth within a company are good to notate on a resume as well.
Okay, and there seems to be, in a general sense, 2 different styles of resume. There seems to be one that's more skills related, and then there may be one that's achievement based. Maybe a salesperson might think, oh, I just want to list my achievements. Tell me what you think about that.
I think it's important to list both skills and achievements because you need both to be a qualified candidate. So what I do like to see sometimes people have a misperception that resumes just need to be one page. For candidates that have a lot of skills in their resume or in their job history, it is definitely fine to have more than one page for their resume. But I think it's good to start with skills, put the most pertinent skills in order on a resume, and then maybe underneath each job, put the accomplishments too. Perhaps if it's an accountant, you can show how maybe you saved money in an aging report by streamlining the collections process. Or in sales resumes, it's great to show sales accolades, awards, or achievements, because a hiring manager is going to want a fit that's going to increase the bottom line of a company.
Great. And we just so happen to have a resume for an example we'd like to show you. Sean, if you come in close, this is John Doe. It's a generic resume, but it was based off of somebody's true skills. We've just blinded it a little bit. And what I like about this resume is at a snapshot, you get a look at, on the front page, it really grabs my attention. You get a basic profile, the areas of expertise, some selected accomplishments. They put their GPA since it was good on education, so we know where they went to college. Moving over to so it's grabbed my attention. So moving over to the second page, what we have is in chronological order. The most present job first is listed. And as Catherine was saying, we have skills and then accomplishments, and they're bulleted and they're highlighted. So here, the first company this person worked, once again, you have skills and accomplishments all throughout the resume. This happened to be 3 pages, the way I printed it out, and this person was a volunteer. We always like to encourage that because it shows community service.
Yeah. And Drew, a couple of other things that I noticed on this resume. First of all, it's grammatically correct. I think it's very important to have a job seeker not only use spell check, but have several eyes on the resume as well, because that can kill someone from getting a job interview if there are any type of grammatical errors in a resume. And it's amazing to me how many resumes I run through that do have simple grammar errors in them. Also, I think it's very important to see that, like you mentioned before, it's bullet pointed. There's not a lot of narrative or paragraphs. This particular candidate isn't saying, I did this, he did this, we built this company together. This person is keeping their resume succinct, and the tenses are all the same, meaning presented something, acted on something. If it's an accounting resume, you could say processed accounts payable, and the next bullet point could say reconciled general ledgers. If it's a salesperson, you could say prospected new businesses, and then the next bullet point say, closed new accounts. But keeping those verb tenses consistent looks a lot more professional in a resume as well. Another thing that I liked about this particular resume is they kept the same font throughout the resume. Sometimes we'll get resumes in and maybe part of the resume is in a Times New Roman font, and another section of the resume is in a Cambria font. So keeping that consistent is certainly eye-catching to a hiring manager as well.
That's really good stuff. So that's it in a nutshell on resumes. We appreciate you being with us today. Please visit us on sccareersearch.com. Thank you.